Yeah, because of how my setup works, this is the extent of webcam that you're gonna see today.
You have a habit of leaving people to die, don't you? You get used to it.
Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to some wintry themed stages in other video games that aren't necessarily attached to Christmas, but, you know, it's still got, you know, some sweet jams. So, I'm tackling Frozen Factory in Sonic Lost World right now. And, you know, this game, when it first came out, it got a lot of crap, and it wasn't exactly deserved. I mean, there's not really anything wrong with the game, when it comes to, like, gameplay mechanics-wise, it's just different. Yeah, there's some things that can be annoying at times, sure, but, I mean, it's not game-breaking. But, if you're listening closely, you might recognize the music that is playing in the background, and that is because I have actually used this song multiple times in videos, as well as just whenever I have, you know, just nice music listening sessions in Discord servers and whatnot. You know, it's such a jolly song for such a jolly stage. And you can even hear, like, sleigh bells playing in the background and whatnot, and, you know, it's just such a... it's such a happy-go-lucky song, and, you know, it's exactly what you would expect to hear from, like, a Christmas game, or something to that extent that, that doesn't use, like, copyrighted music, or, you know, specifically licensed songs, you know? Yeah, it's just got that certain type of energy to it that that, you know, you'd expect from these kinds of games. And I gotta say, I absolutely love the atmosphere of the stage. This area in particular, since we have all of the since right now we are jumping across clouds onto above, you know, a giant, just not so frozen lake, and I don't know. It's just, there's something about it that I just find really charming. Ah. Oh, dang it. Every time, I don't play this game near remotely as often as I used to. And so, every time I, pick it up, I'm always having to, like, re-familiarize myself with the, like, control scheme. And, it's like that for a lot of games for me, I find. I find that, you know, if I'm playing a, particular game that I don't, really visit all that often, I always struggle, relearning control schemes, and considering this game in particular is It's quite different to basically every other game that you can find within this franchise, except for scrap projects like Sonic X-Treme. Oh, come on, that was dumb. That was really dumb. There we go. I imagine going through all of these different pipelines would get very dizzying from time to time. Because, I mean, oh... Gotta love the laser music. And that'll do it for this stage. This right here has always been a fun stage for me, because I always liked the gimmick of, being shoved into a giant snowball and then controlling the snowball. I don't know why. Something about that is just really appealing to me. But I also like the aesthetic of this stage much more than I do the others in this area, because I've always been fond of just nighttime winter stages in general. You know, there's, you know, a really pretty aurora in the background, and then, you know, there's all sorts of, like, searchlights and whatnot. Why there is giant, billiards balls, I have no idea. I'm spacing out. I'm forgetting my words. I don't English. But, there's something that is just pleasing to me about, nighttime winter stages. I don't know why. They make me feel nice and warm. It's also funny that I would be playing this game, because I don't think mentally I've ever left 2013. 2013 still feels like, oh, that was a couple months ago to me. You know, it's like, I don't get it, and I've acknowledged this multiple times across multiple years. I don't know what my issue is. But for some reason, I've just never mentally left the year 2013. Or I've never left 2014 or something. I just don't get it. I can accept pretty soon, or pretty quickly, the actual year number of whatever year it is. However, the actual passage of time, for some reason, just doesn't register with me. And I don't get it. Like, I'm not someone who will, go through, like, February and January, like, whenever I'm, like, writing, like, dates on a document or whatever. I'm not someone who will like, accidentally write, the last year by mistake and then cross it out or whatever. I never do that. I always adjust to that pretty quickly. However, the actual passage of time just doesn't register with me at all. And I don't get it. I don't get why this happens. I don't think you guys care about this. But there's no webcam in this video just because of how my setup works. The TV that I use to play games on is kind of like off to the side. And I would not be looking at my webcam like at all the entire video, and I would like not even be in frame, so it's like not even worth it's not even worth putting the webcam up in this video. Oh! So, the interesting thing about this stage is that you don't just instantly collect rings. You have to go to checkpoints or special areas in order for your rings to register. They're just kind of hanging off to the side until that happens, or you knock one of the balls into. I forget what it's called. But, and your momentum can really screw you up in this stage as well, I find. And, you kind of want to be going at a consistent speed, really no matter what you're doing. And, and you really only want to spin dash. You don't want to spin dash unless you absolutely need to. And so this is generally the safer path, I find. I like all of the abominable snowmen there. Like this one, they're all drooling, and they have snot bubbles coming out of their noses. See, that gets you rings right off the bat. But as you can see, the rings that are actually stuck in me, they don't connect until you reach spots that are just before checkpoints. And I always kind of I always thought that was a pretty neat way to make the game challenging. You know, I never had issues with it per se. I always thought it was interesting, and because it's something unique. It's not something that, you know, we typically experience whenever we're playing a Sonic game. And so, you know, I've always just, I don't know. I've always appreciated this stage in some form or another. My throat's still a little dry from yesterday, so you'll have to pardon that. Here's the funny thing. I actually, the first video that I did, for Christmas Shopper Simulator, I actually did that one, I actually recorded that one the day before I uploaded, and then I just proceeded to do, nothing the day that I uploaded it. But, and then every other video I did, I've done the day of, and I'm just like, I don't get why I didn't keep that up and, you know, try and do more things ahead of time so that I could have more free time. But hey, I'm an idiot, so... And then I'm a dancing snowball. Okay then. Skipping to the 4th level because the 3rd level is just a casino stage and it has no correlation to the rest of the world whatsoever, aside from, I guess, the 2nd stage, since it did have billiards involved. But and it has the same music as Zone 1. I don't get why I don't necessarily get why this game decided to address everything as zones instead of acts. I mean, the only game that actually used zones entirely instead of acts was Sonic CD. So, and, you know, so I mean, I don't get it, but whatever. And I guess Sonic 2. I love all of the I love the attention to detail that they put in here, because they totally didn't have to make it so that Sonic is skating in these stages, but they decided to, and you gotta love that. Just effort. And whenever you make a jump at running speed, he does a little he does like a ballerina twirl or something. I always thought that was a nice I always thought that was a nice touch. Come on. What was that? Where am I? Okay. There we go. Ow? That's not very nice. That's not very nice, robot. Twirl. They see me twirling, they hatin'. Ah, crap. Boing, boing, boing. Alright! We are up and out of here. This is yet again a day stage, and I'm like, eh. Something about day winter stages is different from night winter stages. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they just don't have the same appeal to me.
Now you wouldn't hurt a lady, would you?
Well, that was stupid. Come on. Come on. There we go. Twirl! Twirl! Ah, yeah.
Don't make me cry. You ruined my makeup.
And I think that'll take care of her. Why was that so difficult? She went down like nothing that time. Yikes. Well, unfortunately, I think that is going to have to do it for this video. I'm a bit of a mess right now. And, I'm also very tired. So, I think I have to, just call it here. So, thanks for stopping by. Hit it, Axel.
Goodbye.